Good morning, Keller Williams. Hey guys, I just want to first off say how grateful I am for West Texas. Y'all were awesome. We had some great agents and just amazing culture shared last week during Snowvid, and it's just amazing to work for a company that cares so much about each other. One of my biggest ahas and moments from family reunion was when Gary was on stage and he said, "You don't have to lose for us to win." And that's going to probably be my Keller Williams belief system for the next year. And locking that in is we don't have to have someone else lose for us to win. And I felt that. I had agents helping me out with all sorts of stuff last week. We didn't have power. Thankfully, we kept water. I know some of West Texas didn't have water, but I am super grateful for that. And I just want to say thank you to all of West Texas, El Paso, Amarillo, Lubbock. Y'all reached out. Y'all did everything you could to help us, and we appreciate that at a high level. Guys, family reunion, that was amazing. There were some great moments and some great realizations and some great moments of clarity and some awesome goals for the future. And so I'm super excited about Keller Williams, and I hope you are too. Today, I want to have a conversation around open houses. So recently I was buying some open house signs, and I'll show them off here. And we got these. We bought some like really sturdy ones and strong ones, and I was like, man, I spent some good money on these. I like these open house signs. And I started thinking through the process of an open house, and I say, what's my biggest pain point in an open house? Well, right now with COVID, it's getting people to sign in. And I think it was always a bit of an issue trying to get people to sign in and not just write something fake or scribble so ugly that you couldn't read it. And so we'd had some conversations in the past, and we could use command landing pages to create a sign-in sheet that someone would just click on a URL or scan a QR code, and they would go to that landing page and sign in. This was good, and it worked well for the time, and it still works well. In fact, for most people, I would say for about 75 people, it's fine. The one question I couldn't ask with a landing page is, who is the agent you're working with? To see if they are in fact already aligned with an agent, so we don't step on any toes. And so I sought out to figure out a way to make this work, but I also wanted those contacts to feed into command. So today is going to be kind of a high level discussion, and I'm going to walk through it step by step. We're going to look at a couple different options. We're going to start with that simple landing page, just making a landing page that someone can fill out. We're going to show you how to make a QR code off of that landing page that you can print out onto a piece of paper that just says, hey, sellers require people to sign in, please sign in. And then we're going to go to the next step, and we're going to look at some of our other tools. One of my favorite things about being aligned with Keller Williams is we are a Google partner, and that gives us access to all of the Google tools at a high level at no additional cost. And so my Google Drive probably has 500 gigs worth of stuff in it, because my personal one can only hold 15 before I have to start paying them money. We have the Gmail, we have Google Docs, we have the Google Calendar. It's a really good system, and I'm really happy that we're partnered with them, because I'm going to show you how to use Google Forms with Google Sheets and a software called Zapier to move those contacts into command. And some of you may not even want to move them into command. You might want to stop at having just an Excel sheet of everybody that came in with every single question you could want, because it's a custom form. You can ask more questions. So let's start today at the step one. The easiest way to create a sign-in sheet for an open house is going to be through a landing page. So this is the simplest, fastest route. Let me get my screen up here. All right. So we're looking at command. You're going to go down to your consumer. And then we're going to go to create a new page. And it's going to be this as a landing page. This is not something we want attached directly to our site. We don't want it there 24/7. So as a landing page, we're going to hit create page. So normally for one of these, just a real fast open house sign in, we're going to come in with a branded header, and I put the lead form at the top. The truth is, I'm more interested in them signing in than I am giving them information about the property. but we do that as well. So I put the lead form right up at top, bring in the listing, and then throw in the legal footer because this is a live page. We need to keep all things legal. And we'll configure these widgets. Let's do a listing. We're going to browse listings. We'll grab, let's grab our 1184. Perfect. So we'll grab that one. Let's use that photo, save and apply. Awesome. So we're done. At this point, we can publish the page. Yes. I normally come in and change the URL. This is just a personal preference thing. I kind of want it a little bit cleaner. So just something easier. Awesome. So we have this URL now. I could, in theory, if I wanted to, we could text this to people. So I could save this to my phone or email it to myself. And then as people come in, say, oh yeah, hey, can I text you the sign-in form? Well, if you're texting it to them, you've already grabbed that phone number. So that's another way to guarantee a good phone number. But super easy. We're going to copy that. If someone does click on it, so if we open that up in a new tab, this is exactly what it's going to look like. It's going to be information, have them fill it out, CACHFA, listing. This is the fastest and easiest way to build an open house sign-in, and it will feed directly into your command. Every single person that signs in is going to be added to your command and ready to go. So that's the easiest and fastest way. Now let's think about this. You can text it to them, you can email it to them, but we're in the real world. And the number one tool for getting people from the real world into the digital that I have found is QR codes. So I use the QR code generator, and I put the link in the description, so you can find this anytime. The reason I like this specific one is I can sign in with my Google account, and it will save everything. This is another one of those Google partner wins. We're going to click on URL, paste that URL in, exact same one, and it gives us this QR code. So now I'm going to make it a bit bigger. I would recommend 2000 because if you're printing this, you want this to be in a high quality, because if there's any kind of weird like pixelization on it, it might not work. So I always do 2000. You can go as high as you want, and hit save. Save it as a PNG, open house QR. We're going to save that. And now you can print that off. You can import that into a design. So if you wanted to go into command and design a flyer or an open house, like some welcome to the property, sellers require everyone to sign in, and then stick that QR code there. And then all anyone has to do is point their phone at it and immediately opens up that URL and they can sign in. It's that easy, super simple. It's a nice big size here. So as you can tell, this will print very well. And that's one of my favorite tools. So let's kick this back over. Okay, so that's how you get someone from the physical world into the digital. So they walk in, they scan it, they sign in, awesome. At that point, they're gonna sign in through that consumer. They're immediately added to your command. My one problem with that specific process is it does not ask about agency. So we don't know if they have an agent, and if they do have an agent, who that agent is. And there's a whole lot of other questions you might have on a normal open house. So how can we take this a step further? And this was the problem I went out to solve, and we've done it. We found the way to make it work. So we're going to use Google Forms. So Google Forms is held in docs.google.com. You'll click right here and go to Forms. And then you're going to click on blank. And we're just going to create a quick form. So we use the same form over and over every week, by the way. We don't change it out. We just clear out the responses so we know which ones are good. So we're going to call this open house sign-in. Oop. As y'all know, I can't type. And the first thing I want to do is come into settings and collect email addresses and hit save. What that does is that forces them to put a real email address in. So they've got a real email address. Awesome. All right, let's talk about questions. So I'm going to quickly pull up mine. Oh, that's the wrong one. And we'll go to forms. So this is the one we use, and I'm actually about to tweak this one a little bit. We put the information in. It requires an email address. We get full name, phone number, and then are you currently working with a real estate agent? Yes or no. I'm going to actually change this to what is the name of the real estate agent you're working with? If none, put none. We have found that that wording versus are you currently working with a real estate agent will get more honest answers because a lot of people will be like, well, I don't want to be bothered, so I'm just going to say yes. So we're going to go in and change this out. In fact, we'll just do it right now to a short answer. And what is the name of the real estate agent you are working with? And then none if not working with an agent. And we're done. So we go through, we create this. I'm not going to make out this whole form because it's not that terribly difficult. All you do is you come in and change it to short answer. Actually, let's do a couple of steps here, and we'll do email required. Always check the required, and then we'll do name. And some of you might want to add some more comments to this. I've had some people create these forms and then they've got questions along the way saying, what do you think about the living room? What do you think about, and you can start getting feedback from them at that point. So that's a great opportunity for that. We could do paragraph. Or we'll say thoughts on price. Given the option, I wouldn't make those required. I would not make those required. That way you're not kind of forcing them too much in that. So we've created this open house form. Great. You can customize these quite a bit. You can throw photos in here. You can do some other different fun options in creating the workflow of this. So the next step. So the next step here is we want this to kick out to an Excel sheet or a Google Sheets sheet. So if we come in here and click on responses, excuse me, and then select response notification, create new sheet, and then name this. It's important you name this something you can find. Okay, awesome. So now anytime somebody fills out this form, it's going to put it onto an Excel sheet, a new line by line by line, which is great. Honestly, that's the key piece we need to keep moving. Some of you are going to want to stop here and not go any further. You just want to get that Excel sheet and then look at that on Monday, go through and see what that looks like. I can show you what ours looks like. Our Excel sheet looks just like this. It's nothing too crazy. We do get responses. So when you click on responses, you can see different phone numbers, yes, no. I clear this usually after each open house because I use the same one over and over. I find that works actually pretty well. So some of you are going to want to stop here and just look at that Excel sheet every Monday. Now, for those of you that want to take this to the next level, you say, I want them to sign in on that Google form, and then I want that contact to go into command. We can do that. So we're going to use well, let me stop for 1 second. Let me slow down here because I'm going a little too fast. How do we get them into this form? The exact same way we've got them into the command landing page. We're going to click on the send button, and link right here. Copy that link and go back to our QR code generator and just replace that link. And then just download that one again. So we'll save that one. Form QR. Boop. What? Go away, little. Form QR. And you'll just save that. It'll download, and you've got that one there. So you can use that now in your designs or in anything else to create a poster to put up and for people to scan with their phones and sign in. So the cool thing with this is you can make this as customized as you want. I know agents that have like 35 questions, and it's kind of a cool little like scavenger hunt feel. As you're going through the house, you're like, well, I like this. I like that paint. What do you think about this? And it's a great way to get a lot of feedback really fast. But my key concern is to make sure we get the lead capture. And we want to make sure we get that. Now let's talk about taking from that Excel sheet and it automatically going into Command. So we're going to use a third-party software called Zapier or Zapier. I honestly have never figured out how to say it correctly. It's free. You get 5 free zaps and 100 tasks. So every time someone signs in, that's one task. Now, I would say most individual agents probably won't have 100 people a month sign in on an open house. If you do, fantastic. You can upgrade Zapier. I don't feel like that's going to be a common thing, but let's talk about what this does. So Zapier is created to take from one database and then move to a new one. And Keller Williams is partnered with them. So this is one of those ones we can use. So let's make a Zap. So if I click make a Zap, and you get 5 of these, and that's part of the reason I keep reusing the same one. So we're going to go from Google Sheets. And what we want to select is new spreadsheet row instant. Because every time someone fills out that form, they're getting added on a new row on that Excel spreadsheet. So we're going to hit continue from there. And then let's manage connected accounts. Got to make sure it's attached to our Gmail. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay, that's fine. Choose an account. Google Sheets. Use your KW. Again, free. And we'll hit continue. Now we're going to set up a trigger. So this is a triggering event. So choose value. And we're going to find open house new. That's going to be our spreadsheet. And then worksheet, there should only be one. Form response is 1. And it's going to pull those fields through. Let me quickly go ahead and fill this one out real fast as a test. Oop. That's not what I wanted. Give me 10 seconds here, guys. Sorry. So we're going to test this out real fast. We'll put that in. Awesome. Submit. Okay, so that added it to that Google Sheet. So if we go in here to Drive and I look at that specific sheet, let's grab Sheets. When I filled out that form, it adds it as a new line. Nope, wrong one. Hang on. There we go. So I filled out that form, it timestamped it, gave me the email because it uses an email, name, and thoughts on price. Awesome. It autofills that through. Now when I go into Zapier, we can hit continue and test trigger. What this is going to do is it's going to reach out to that worksheet and it's going to pull in this different things. So we know that column A is a timestamp, column B is an email, column C is an email because I doubled up, column D is name, column E is that notes on price. So we'll hit continue. Now, where are we going? We know we're coming from that worksheet. Now, where are we going? So let's look and find command, Keller Williams command. We're going to choose an action event. The only thing you can do with command is create a contact. So it makes that really easy. I'm going to choose an account. Mine's already attached. The first time you sign in, you'll have to go ahead and sign in with your KW credentials. We'll hit continue. So this is where we're going to start mapping that data. So first name, I should have created a first name, last name. That was on me, so I'd go back and fix that. But for now, we'll just say first name there. Email, match it up with the email address. Phone number, I didn't have a phone number. I should have. Address line, city, state, county. Now, this is where someone's going to come on here and say, the notes aren't coming through. All those extra things I asked for, they're not going through to command. No, they're not, because there's nowhere for them to go in command. But they are on that Excel spreadsheet, so you could go back and copy and paste them into a note if you wanted, or you could just keep them in that Excel sheet to have as a reference. Right now, we're just mainly focused on getting that contact into command. So we'll go through that and then hit continue. And it's going to do a test. You can hit test and continue. It can't use it because I'm already in my own database, but you'll hit go and you'll hit on. So now anything else filled out there will automatically fire over to command. So let's test this real fast, just so you don't think I'm making anything up. Let's go back to our open house one that we currently use. And we'll fill this out with, who do we want to bug? Let's bug Leanne. Okay. So let me get this. So we'll fill it out as Leanne. I'm sorry, Leanne, if I butcher your name. Oh, I think even if this isn't right, that's okay. Actually, it's probably better if it's not right. Full name is going to be Leanne Ramirez, which that actually might not be your last name. I'm maybe butchering that. So we will put a number in, make sure it's a legitimate number, and then who is the agent you're working with, and we will hit submit. Now, it is already going through to our spreadsheet. So if I come over to our spreadsheet, you will see that she will be there. I may have broke it when I changed that question. Let's see. Loading. So set up all your questions before you, oh, there it is. It was just loading. Okay, so she's added in 222. Now, the thing with Zapier is it checks every 10 to 15 minutes. So it may not be like that second that it's in command, but usually it's pretty quick. So we see that. What I can do to see if it actually has already gone through is I can come into Zapier and I can look at tasks. Yeah, it hasn't gone through quite yet. And then we can come over to my personal, because remember, that is one thing I do want to mention is this goes to a personal account, not a team account. So if we come into our contacts and we find, all right, let's do last contacted. Oh, hang on, let's get into personal. Nope, that's the real Leanne. Okay, so we'll give it about 5 or 10 minutes there. It'll kick through and show up. While it's doing that, I want to show one more thing. And this is, again, that we're trying to get into this higher level, next level ideas of what can we do with all of our different systems and begin combining them together. So I had somebody ask me recently, they go, okay, great. Is there a way I can put that sign-in form on my landing page? I was like, I don't see why not. So we can, 100%. So what you do is you come in here to the form, click on the send, and there is this embed code, which you'll come in and copy. And let's go back to that page we were building. So this is another page that I'd started. We can come in and hit, we're going to do a text box. So anytime you're going to do an iframe, you use a text box. So we'll come to content block, text. And I'm actually going to put it above the information because, again, it's more important to me right now to capture that. All you have to do is paste that in. It's got all the code there, everything to work, and then configure the rest of your widgets. So we'll configure that listing widget real fast. We'll use that one again. Save and apply. And then when we publish the page, now when we click on it and look at it, it's going to have that form in our landing page. So you don't even have to send them somewhere else. You can keep them inside of your command, but it will also open a landing page. And I will admit this is a lot prettier on a phone than it is on a computer because a phone is skinnier, but it's embedded and ready to go. So you've got that form, they hit submit, they've got all their information. And just like if it was from the other one, anything you put in here will feed through. So test contact. We won't fill it out, but yeah, fill it out and it still feeds through. All they have to do is hit the submit. So this is one way we can start utilizing those Google Forms inside of our actual landing pages. That's a bit of a higher level. You know, if you want to just have the QR code go straight to the form, it's simple, it's clean. But the beautiful part about using this over just a simple landing page with a lead capture widget is you can ask those other questions. You can dig in deeper. You can find out more information and really begin getting more information crammed into those that capture moment of someone walking in the house. So this we've tested this and it works really, really well. The last open house obviously was in January because February has been snowbid, and we had probably about 8 people come through on that open house and they all fed through. They were all in command. We went and sorted by date that they came in and we tagged them all as that open house. We have asked Zapier. I personally have asked them if there is a way that we can figure out a way to add a tag as part of that process. And so they're talking with KWRI to see if that's a possibility in the future. So hopefully we'll get that in the future because I think that would be amazing because we could then assign a tag to a smart plan. They could sign in at that open house, get tagged, a smart plan and immediately initiated, and then you're done. Like you don't even need to go back and touch the contact again. You can let the smart plan do its deal. So this is kind of a little bit of a different vein that we were hitting at today. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that you got some ideas. And you can use this Google form idea in other ways too. I've even thought about maybe tweaking the way we do feedback. especially with some of the showing time stuff going on, we've thought about maybe just going to a Google form feedback that just gets fired off to an agent as soon as their showing's over. So really cool ideas. And I'm really excited to see the growth of Command and the growth of our Google partnership and finding new ways to integrate everything together. Zapier is a super powerful software. There's a lot you can do with that. I'm using it at a very low level, honestly. This is a very simple, very low level use of Zapier, or Zapier again. I don't know how it's really pronounced in the real world. But if you have questions, put them below. I know I kind of went through this a little bit quick. I had a lot we wanted to get through and talk about before we cut out for the day. But this is an awesome new system, and I'm speaking as a team owner that has agents using this on the weekends. It works well. Excuse me. So awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Again, thank you all so much for the amazing culture y'all presented last week during all of our crises and everything going on. There's no company in the world that does what we do at this level, and I love it for it. So y'all have a great week, and if I can be of help to you in any way, please reach out. Y'all have a great one.